Hey there, it's Suzi Petrozzi here. How are you? I wanted to share with you something important. You know, if you're looking at how to continue growing, if you're looking at how to keep up leveling your life, something important, an important concept that I've adopted in my life is what I call, how do I tweak my energetic, how do I tweak energetic growth? And what I mean by that is really, how do I tweak my awareness? Because for me, growth really takes place within that energy of who we are. So before I do that, I just want to show you something extra special that's happening right now. How do I do this? Oh, it's this beautiful sunset, which is gorgeous, and it's shining right this way to the room. And what a great time to do this beautiful, what a great time to share this message with you as the sun sets, and really reminds us to pause and take time out to come back to ourselves. So what I wanted to share is more about how do we adopt these energetic tweaks? How do we tweak our own level of awareness? How do we tweak the power of knowing within us? And this comes out from the amazing workshop that we ran on Saturday with my good colleague Joe Braid and Bernadette Payne, called the Boost Your Health Mindset and Wardrobe. And what was really interesting, that when we talked about success, because that's one of the things that I spoke about, how to set yourself up for success. Success, of course, was different for everyone, but the common theme about success is really coming back to who you are, knowing yourself, becoming all of who you are, reconnecting back to your core, to your truth. And the question then becomes, how do we do this? You know, how can we set ourselves up to continually do this day in, day out? Because the more that we can do this, the more that we can provide time and space and energy for this, we continue to expand and stretch our understanding of ourselves and others. And so particularly in this day and age where there's such accelerated kind of learning happening and information that's coming our way, there's a lot out there, it's very busy. It's so important to be able to unhook from all of that, to just stop and pause, come back and reset our presence switch, reset our awareness. Whether that means for you to be able to take more time out, and that's important, but you also need to have a foundation for your life, a structure, so you know what your plan is, where you're going, what you're doing, what your mission, purpose, vision is, what are your values. In other words, who are you really? What defines you? What principles do you live by? And all of that is important. When I see clients who've got that in place, when I teach my clients how to do that, these are more empowered beings who, when dealt massive challenges, they're better able to, I guess, overcome them, or to learn from those challenges, and really as a result to grow from them. So what I wanted to say on the energy tweaking level is, if we can stay in the question of, how can I work with this? How can I work with this relationship challenge? Or how can I work with this issue in my life on the next level, on the next kind of level of energy? Then you're starting to deal with a whole different kind of experience of that challenge, rather than thinking it's an all-encompassing kind of challenge. It's physical, emotional, and it may be all of that. But if we can come back and ask ourselves, how can I deal with this challenge energetically, but kind of next level of energy? How can I start to understand that on the next level of energy, if that makes sense? And really, which is about adopting the next level of awareness. And the image that I have here, have I printed it? I didn't. What I wanted to show you, but I don't have it, is, you know, that image of the three monkeys, the see no evil, say no evil, and do no evil, or hear no evil rather. Well, that is something that I see, and something that has been shared with me actually by my cousin my dear cousin in Bosnia. And I've really taken this on. She's like my spiritual sister. Tamara, if you're listening, mwah. But what I wanted to share about that is that it's one of those things that I always keep at the back of my mind, like a metaphor. When I'm dealt with interesting people who maybe trigger me, who who seem to grate me, or situations that seem to grate me. How can I adopt this image of the three monkeys with hear no evil, say no evil, do no evil? And why would I do that? And it's, for me, why would I do that is because it really allows me to stretch myself, by not responding. I'm allowing all these, I suppose, so to speak, I'm allowing all atoms to move to their rightful kind of place. And in doing so, I'm allowing myself to see things in a way that I may not have seen it before. I'm allowing myself to be able to really strengthen that muscle of knowing, my own muscle of knowing, my own muscle of that intuition, really strengthen my own intuition. And yes, it takes practice. And yes, sometimes it feels like, oh, but you just want to do something or react, or you say something. But there is such power in being able to practice that awareness. And it's not about not saying anything, being like a mute. It's not about that at all. But it's more coming into the world from that place of centeredness and grounding. And then acting from that level, because when we do that, we come from that place of heart, mind, and intuition level, and therefore from our own wisdom. So the more that we can do that, the more we're tweaking those energetic levels of how we show up in the world, how things present to us, and therefore, what we're able to experience and have in our life, whether that be fulfillment, whether that be, meaning and purpose. And this is all the stuff that we take to the next level at the retreat, the Empowered Woman Retreat. So it was something that I also wanted to share, because what I see can happen at that, over the 3 days when we're together, really is how we continue to stretch that level of awareness. Those 3 days together are really about stretching that level of awareness, stretching that power of knowing about the intuition, and realigning our stories, realigning our stories in a way that we're able to, one, switch around maybe a story that's been traumatic, that's been negative, to a more positive story. But then once we've got those stories aligned, how can we then even show up in the world and appreciate what we see even without having the stories? And that is mighty powerful. So in order for us to be able to have that, we have to have some kind of a foundation that we're building and that we're growing on. Certainly not just ourselves, but everything else in our life. And the other thing I wanted to just say more on that is, the more that we, in time to come, there's depression is going to be a really, really challenging issue that the world's going to have to face with. We are going to be really called on to listen and to trust our intuition. And if that muscle is not strengthened, isn't built now, so to speak, then a lot of people are going to struggle with being able to access that, to access their own truth, to hear, to navigate what I call the Amazon of their own internal emotions, really to navigate the Amazon of terrifying emotions, knowing how do we use our awareness to navigate that so that I can get to my well of wisdom, my well of understanding, and not have to rely on someone else's. And that, my friends, is what happens at the Empowered Woman Live. So to the degree that this is important enough to you, or that this is something that you need, not everyone needs this, because everyone reaches this place in their own way, but to the degree that this is something you'd love to experience together with other amazing supportive women who, one, want to be able to have more of that in their life, who are ready for that, who maybe have a corporate career, have done really well, but want to bring in more of that part of themselves into that and be able to help other women within that workplace, within that setting, then this would be something that you will take away so much from you. It will be quite a transformative experience for you, and obviously in your ability to be able to impact those around you. So you can get more information on the empoweredwomanlive.com. We have an early bird that's still on until the 11th of May. And I say take the plunge if you want to join us and have fun, but also experience that transformation in your life. So I look forward to offering space for that transformation. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and connect with me via the Facebook message. Okay? Until then, stay present, stay in your power, and stay on purpose. See you, everyone. Bye.